Hello friends, in today's lecture we will understand that how an structure variable can pass through a function as an argument. We will do this with the help of a practical example. So let's check the practical. Here in this program as you can see that here I have used two header files. One is stdio, another one is string.h. stdi for certain input output functions, whereas string.h for string library functions. Now below that I have utilizes a structure definition named structure as books with the member variables like title, which is a string, author string, subject again string, and book id integer value. Below this structure declaration, I have utilizes another function, a user defined function named as print book. Now this print book function having one argument of structure type, structure named as books with a single argument, and the return type of this function is void. Now when we start the program, the compiler checks the program from the main function. Below that I have I have declared two variables named as book1 and book2. Both are of struct type. The data type for these variables book1 and book2 is books, which is of structure type. Now below that, since I have utilized string.h for string library functions, I have used string copy function strcpy. This function is used to copy the source string, which is C programming, to the target string, which is book1.title. Here book1 is the member, book1 is the variable for structure books, and title is the member variable of the structure books. Similarly, I have initializes the value for member variable author as Gaurav Kaushik, subject as C programming tutorial, and book ID, which is of integer type. Here I have mentioned 100 as the book ID. These all are the values for the variable book1. In the same way, I have initializes the value for member variables of book2. Book2 again a variable of structure. Here I have initializes C programming as the value for book2 title, Kaushik Gaurav, value for book2 dot author, and programming in C++ for subject of book 2. Here for book ID for the variable book 2 is initializes as 200. Now I have make a function which was declared earlier as print book. Now I make the function call print book with one argument. Now argument is book 1. As soon as this particular statement is executed, now the compiler switches to the definition of the function, that is print book function. This print book function is having one argument named as struct books, which is the data type, and book, this particular book is the argument, is the variable for this function. Now all the values of the argument called, that is book 1, are copied into the values for book, which is a variable for struct books type. Now book.title got the value from book1.title, book.author got the value from book1.author. Similarly, book.subject got the value from book1.subject, and finally book.id receives the value from book1.bookid. After completing these all statements, after executing all these statements, compiler will return to the next statement, which is print book, again a function call having another argument book2. This argument is again of structure type. When this statement is executed, when this statement is compiled, the compiler will switches to the definition of print book. Now again in the print book definition, all the values of this particular book2 variable will received by this particular object, this particular variable book. Now book.title receive the value from book2title. Book.author will receive the value from book2.author. Book.subject receives the value from book2.subject, whereas book.bookid, this particular statement, will receive the value from book2.bookid. After after compiling all these statements, compiler will again move to the last of this particular statements. After this, I have returned 0. I have returned this 0 because I have mentioned main as a function with return type integer. Now let's check the output. I have compiled the program. It's up to date. Finally, I have run the program. Now as you can see in the output, the book title C Programming, book author Gaurav Kaushik, book subject C Programming Tutorial, book ID 100. These all are received from the book 1, whereas book title C++ Programming, book author Kaushik Gaurav, book subject Programming in C++, book ID 200, all these values are received from book 2. Book 2, which was the second argument which we pass in the second statement when we call the function. So in this way we can pass the structure variable as an argument in the function. This was the example of call by value, where we have passed the original variable as an argument, and that is received as a duplicate copy in the function definition. So this was all about the function with argument of structure type. Thank you.